Oh, good morning, everybody, and happy Arbor Day. I'm making an Orville joke. So, oh, come on, I think it's funny. Okay, so we're in my new rig here. Got it all set up, and you can see behind me I've got my Mayline now, right here. So we are all ready to do good work here, and we can switch between each one of these, so I can actually show you what's going on the main line. Isn't that cool? As well as showing you what's going on in the monitor right here. So we've got like these three wonderfully designed things, so you can now see everything, and we can just go by the ring camera. I have to keep looking over here to do this, because of course I was going to stick it on this monitor, but then if I did, I wouldn't be able to draw. So there's that. So I'll be still looking over here to see what's going on over there, but we're going to start by heading over to the main line. So let's go over to the main line. I'm going to move my microphone over here, head out to the main line. All right. I'm going to move my chair out of the way. So we've been doing these practices, the lines that we've been talking about for a long time. We've been doing those from on the tablet, but the guy who does this, who teaches this lesson, highly recommends that we do this actually on physical paper. So we're going to do this on physical paper. I'm going to take just a normal ruler, a straight edge, and we're going to take first, we're going to draw some short lines, like this. Right? I'm going to turn the paper sideways. I'm going to do a couple of long lines, like this. Alright. They're not perfect, but hey, who is, right? So then we're going to take, this is just a number 4 fine liner, or 0.4 fine liner. We're going to take this 0.4 fine liner, and I'm going to, again, loosen up the elbow, so the elbow's not, and the shoulder, they're loose. And we're going to start right here. I'm going to Of course, the whole point here is to warm up. You get a warm up here, it's exactly the same thing. So again, don't touch the paper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That one's a little bit wilder. You can kind of see that we're kind of falling apart a little bit. That's okay. Let's try some long lines. Okay? Same thing. Six, 7, 8. Got a lot more spread through here. The longer line, my arm is getting tired. That kind of thing. I could almost read what you're saying, but I can't. Now tomorrow my glasses come in and I'll be able to read what you're saying over there, and that'll be awesome. But until then, you'll have to wait till I get back over there. But it's good morning to you, whomever you are. Okay, one more time. I'm gonna start here. 1. My arm is definitely getting tired. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. All right. Here's our practice for the day. All right. Cool. Okay, we've done that. Good morning, Brent. Yes, and look, we've got the main line is behind us now. And you can actually see the main line. You can see what I'm drawing on the main line. And I can bring us back to the main monitor now. So, yes, this is my new setup. I've got a setup in the other side. The other desk used to be right here, so it's not very far. But I couldn't open my curtains for my window and let the natural light in because it would wash out the video, because it was literally the window was directly behind my camera. Now I put the camera over here in this corner, and then I put lights and rig the lights this way, so it all looks nice. So there you go. Today's a short day, so just so you're aware, it is of course Labor Day, and so my family is home, and it'll be fun to play with the family, so to speak. So go do something. I think you all should do something too. I think everybody should do something. We should try to do something. Just don't do it while it's in another people. Okay, so once again, we're going to clean the monitor. Clear the monitor here. And we're going to try something interesting today. Oh, that's because the mic went the other side of the room. This is going to be something I'm going to have to get used to. Bringing the mic back and forth and back and forth. That's going to be more difficult to remember. Not impossible. But, I mean, obviously I need the mic over there. Well, you know what? I've got 2 inputs over here. I could just stick another mic over there. Wouldn't that be convenient? In fact, I could probably hang the mic from the same location as the camera. Put the mic over here. There we go. Now you can hear me really well, I'm sure. It works a whole lot better when the microphone's rigged and correctly put in there, and then we have coffee. Everything works better with coffee. Alright guys, here's what we're going to do today. We're going to move to the monitor. Okay, now that we've done our warm-up, I'm going to do a redraw. We're going to redraw an old character that I had done before. Sometimes it's really good to look back at your previous work and kind of redo this. Well, this is work from the 80s, the late 80s, 1989. And it was the first real character I had done. One thing I really like about this new rig, by the way, is I'm not getting earthquakes with the camera. We're not shaking the camera. You can see me just fine. Everything's good. So all I need to do is just remember to talk into the light and not talk over here or something weird. Okay, so we're going to work on this picture. This was my character, my first character ever drawn some 30 some odd years ago. some 30 years ago. I drew this character, and we're going to redraw her. We're going to revisit her, this character, a little bit. So we're going to bring up the illustration and pop it out. I'm going to pop this guy out too, because we need him side by side. So we're going to put like this. And by him, I clearly mean her, because we're going to work here. Okay. Does it really still say Tuesday is awesome? Uh-oh, something just jumped off a cliff. Something just jumped back onto a cliff and then jumped off of the cliff. I wonder what line is so... Everything should be very firm in here. Nothing should be disconnecting. Is that the desk maybe that disconnected? No, the desk is still connected. So hi Luna, yeah, I'm still trying to figure it out. It should say Happy Arbor Day. Yeah, maybe it's the new kitten. Yeah, he's trouble. So he likes to sit on the main line. Oh, I see what just jumped off a cliff. The monitor. Well, that's what I needed. Okay, which one of these is monitor line? Okay. Here's me trying to figure out which one's the monitor. Kind of fun. There's power. The good news is that you'd think that by this time all of these things that plagued us before wouldn't plague us now. Okay. There we go. There we go. Now we've reconnected the monitor again. And let's see what we've got. No pen response. We had this problem before, and when we did, I'm wondering whether we have too many devices on our USB chain, but that's sort of the reason why we did all of this. Or is it doing it over here? Is the mouse over here? Yeah, it is. Okay, let's fix that problem. That's an easy problem to fix. We've had that problem before. We just really need to load the pin settings because they died. It gets very confused as to where everything is supposed to be. There we go. Okay. There we go. Now we got control again. Look at us having control. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to redraw this picture. I'm going to revisit it. Redraw it, switch to pencil, okay, but I'm gonna action up her pose, so we're gonna just do some work on this to make this a little bit better. And this character, of course, being a teenager, this character was just the bestest at everything. She could kill everybody, and she was awesome, and she was the coolest, and no flaws. She had zero flaws. There were no flaws at all. Of course, it's silly when you get older and you look at characters, but teenager. So there's that. Gonna do that. Kind of put one arm out like that. Put one arm up like this. Perfect. Just like this. And I'll actually cross the arms more like that, and cross her chest more like this. And we'll get this nice S curve. I'm going to actually turn her head sideways. I am swiping a pose off of the internets because I'm just terribly uncreative with poses sometimes, and so that's fun. I'll just find other poses to work with, so it's not a problem. Now, wanting this to be dynamic, I'm going to bring sort of I want sort of this dynamic push, right? When I do the face there, I'm going to have I've got her turned sideways like this, and I'm going to actually, she's listening to her earpiece. I'm sure she has an earpiece. And I'll give her right hand a gun of some sort. She clearly had some kind of cannon thing going for her. And then this leg. And this leg. Let's think about this. Probably not standing like that. Like I said, she's super warrior. She could kill everything. So, just drawing out the line here. It's one of those things. It's interesting when you look at like your heroic characters, and as artists, we all have interesting heroic characters. I wish I'd stop doing that. All of us get kind of interesting versions of our heroes. So, Luna, you were asking, why does it say Happy Tuesday? The answer to that question, I keep talking over here. You're not over here anymore. The answer to that question is that I actually switched to OBS software. Man, my thumb. I switched to OBS software somewhere along the line, and now it doesn't give me the feedback that being on Restream's page directly gives me. So, I actually kind of like the idea of her having some kind of cool super gun here. And she was sort of, like I said, she was my like teenager idol character. Really. There we go. I already have the sniffles. It's all the fires that are started, but tomorrow the temperature is going to just totally jump off a cliff. And I know it. And so I think in anticipation, my nose is starting to run. Does not surprise me at all. I could put her arm on this, like here, and that'd be kind of cool looking. Instead of having her arm up there. So. There we go. We're just roughing in everything here. Right? Super dramatic feat. Yeah, I guess it makes some sense. Right? There we go. So now we're going to talk a little bit about like the structures here. This arm is close to the front of the body, right? I'm going to put this shoulder here, roll it back like that. There we go, just like that. It's a science fiction rifle, so naturally all of its weaponry and stuff like that is completely impractical. Because why would it be practical? I'm just teasing. It's 1989's science fiction thing. So I remember drawing this picture in the 80s. I'd gotten a new marker which I could use, which glowed. And I'm wondering now, since that was the 80s, looking at this photograph, or looking at the scan of this, of course, it doesn't glow like the original picture did. That's why I put her under a street lamp, was because clearly she was glowing like she should be. And of course she was a variable mecha pilot, naturally. And she could fly everything and fly it perfectly. And, all that stuff. So there's like all that stuff going on for her. It sometimes cracks me up, but I'm not putting this loincloth thing on there. That was ridiculous. It was a silly idea whenever I did it at the time. That was silly then. It's pretty silly now. I will, however, put the double-breasted jacket on her because that looks cool. And thin this out a little bit. And a little bit there too. Alright. So now what we've got is, I'm gonna, nothing says science fiction like square barrels. That's how you know it's a science fiction rifle. If you're wondering why all the dripping sarcasm, I've gone back through a lot of the artwork that I did back when I was, younger, and I've looked at some of this stuff, and it's like, what was I thinking? The truth was, it was the 80s. I mean, let's be realistic here. It's not like I had a lot in the way of, examples that were stunning. Nowadays, we've got some really great examples of good science fiction, but the 80s were, the 80s. And so the sarcasm you're getting is a little bit towards the fact that my characters were somewhat two-dimensional, but then of course there's a certain amount of leeway you have to give. Excuse me. Because of course all characters are kind of two-dimensional all the time. So I am humored to think that this drawing here took me like 2 or 3 hours to do, to get to this spot, which I'm going to be able to beat that with this quickly. Growth is kind of fun to look at, when you're, I don't even know what happened to her foot there. Right? Speaking of feet, I think you're a little bit big there. Come down here because these are great boots, but alright.
And by the way, I'm not trying to be really difficult about my work. When I was younger, there's absolutely nothing wrong with my work when I was younger. It is the work of somebody who is just starting out. All of us start out weird, and that's kind of the nature of being an artist. Right? I mean, we all have to go through all of the beginning stuff. Look at that 80s hair.
Wow.
She's got great 80s hair. There we go. I think I will have to go back in here and work a little tighter on this, but that's okay. It works for right now. I feel like her sister had the more long hair, but there might have been a time. There might have been a time.
Okay. Feel like we've got kind of the rough going on here. Just kind of give it an idea of some kind of really cool 80s like montage backdrop thing. You know, just look cool. Looks cool. It's what it does. Yeah. There was a time where
every character was a superhero. And that makes sense. As a kid, really into the superhero thing. Like all of us are. Now that I'm older, I'm into more nuanced characters. If I were to create this character today, she'd have a lot more detail, a lot more nuance, and
there'd be a lot more of that kind of, structure to her. It wasn't quite, I don't know.
So, you're right there. We do want to make her head just a little smaller. Smaller. That looks a whole lot better. Proportions are a little bit cleaner. It's alright. That's what happens all the time. Of course, I'm sure that when I was drawing this, and my mom was telling me to take out the trash, and all the things that you do as a teenager, I'm sure that I
not actually thought about that. That's alright. Alright.
Do a new raster layer. And let's take a look at what tools we have available to us to make an ellipse. Right? We're going to go from here and here. We're just going to make an ellipse like this. What we're going to do is we're going to start with this. Alright. Take this guy here, move him, and center him a little. There we go. So this ellipse is going to define that background that I'm looking at there. Okay, so we're going to do new layer. Let's do a new vector layer on top of this. And right here, we're going to also take a new luster layer, make it white, tap that in, and this way we can just make sure that we're only dealing with the rough on this. Go here, go there. Okay. Take our pen, and let's get in here. Let's get to work. Okay. I'm going to remember we're dealing with you may have to go back and fix all of this. So she had a cybernetic eye, because back then.
Yeah, see, now you're just making me feel old there.
I'm kidding. Actually, what gets me is that kids born in the 80s or in their 40s. That's what gets me. They're coming up on their 40s. They're in their 30s. They're coming up on their 40s. It's like, I remember when kids in the 80s were, the little guys. They were the youngins, And now we're, so, gotta go the other direction. Somebody had commented also about the 80s recently that there were something about how long it's taken. I don't remember now. See, you know what happens when you get old? You start forgetting things like sayings that you got from the 80s. I didn't really leave myself a lot to work with here, did I? Something the 80s. Too bad we can't make this into an 80s montage, right? Okay, I'm just marking where her nose and stuff should be. Makes it a little easier for me to plot this out. Right. There we go. Stylus. You remember the 80s? You were a child. Yes, I was born in the 70s, so I actually was just talking the other day about remembering TV shows that were from the 70s. One of the TV shows that I remember from the 70s was Emergency, which was this great show about ambulances and fire trucks, and I wanted to be a firefighter for a long time because of that show. There's some serious booms going on outside. I'm assuming what we've got going on is probably some kind of Labor Day thing at the little park across the street. Which is, it's not a problem as long as there's no fireworks, because really it's a bad idea to do any fireworks here now. It's not a good idea to do fireworks. Okay, so we're moving along here. This double-breasted outfit had a collar to it, which isn't apparent in this drawing, because all I really wanted to do apparently was to get the shading under her chin, but it did have a collar to it. And of course, being a Star Trek fan, being a Macross fan, I was absolutely infatuated with double-breasted jackets. They were the best. I'm still pretty happy with double-breasted. Just saying. So. Okay, put this here. Some kind of link there to make that work. Undo. We might as well really use the line tool for this, right? We do the line tool like this. Might as well just do that. There we go. Like I said, nothing says it's fiction gun like a square barrel. There we go. There we go. Making that look a little bit bigger makes things a little bit better. There we go. Bigger hand. I think it's out of proportion, but that's alright. We'll come back and fix it later. There we go. Put all of our weight down on this leg.
much more. Uh-oh, video dropped. I'll switch to the Ring camera only, and let's see if that helps you any. I have no idea whether that'll actually be good or not. We'll see. I'm going to go ahead and check my Facebook feed myself. I'm going to go on ahead and not do that because I can't find Facebook. Let's see what we've got going on here. It does say Tuesday is awesome. Isn't that weird? I'm back now. Huh. Now I'm going to watch myself be subtitled. Wow, this is amazing. So, check me out being subtitled. Now I'm all subtitled. This is cool. So I'm going to sit here and watch me be subtitled. Let's see, I've got my kickstand. So let's kick the kickstand up. I'm back now. Okay, here's that. So now I'm going to watch myself be subtitled, and then I'm going to switch back to our monitor. We still got a couple more things to go here. Now I'm going to watch myself be subtitled. It says it right there. Okay. I am routinely shocked by how much and how well technology advances. And being able to watch myself be subtitled live is rather astonishing. Okie dokie. Here we go. Give her some serious boots. Space boots always have like things stuck to them. That's how you know they're space boots. Right? I mean, how else would we know that we had space boots unless they had like widgets stuck to them? And things like that. Wonder if the subtitling will understand widgets. Alright. There we go. Just like this. And we're going to put the boots here like that. It does do a couple of small yeah, it says widgets. Oh my goodness, it knows what widgets are. Space boots. Now here's the question with the subtitles, which is, will it do SPAAAAAACE BOOTS? This is entertainment, right? Watching me be subtitled here. No, go back to watching me be subtitled here is fun. Oh, you can't see it. It's all washed out. Never mind. Space boots. Easily entertained, man. Just saying. Okay, we're gonna do this. I'm sure that if this was anything other than just practice, I would have done probably a little bit more than just freehand this, but I'm going to freehand this right now because all I really wanted to do was just make a practice run at redoing a character that I've already done.
That's all we're doing here is just practicing a little bit of what's going on here. Just gonna- There we go. And I've noticed that I've run off the line here. But if I do that, it'll delete all of that. So that's not bad, because that puts me there. Yeah, I'm fascinated that the subtitles really aren't that bad. I would have thought they were. They would have been much more inaccurate, but they're doing pretty good. I think I'm a little, completely infatuated with them, but that's okay, Subtitles are cool. And to be honest, I remember in the 80s, my mother used to work with people who would live subtitle. Their job was to sit there and type the subtitles in. I remember that in the 80s. Okay. Now we're into moving from here to here. We need to put a belt on her because the 80s, we had belts. It's the 80s after all. Okay. There we go. Like that. And we take a look at the drawing now. Complete. How much has changed since I was here? Not a whole lot. That's okay. It actually looks fine. I'm just joking. It looks great. Comparatively speaking, obviously, she looks a whole lot better now than she did back then. Now we're gonna go up and fix a couple of the problems we did with the face. For one, we just put a placeholder for her nose. So let's remove that. Right? And then we'll figure out what we're doing with this headband. Which, as I recall, had some kind of alien writing on it or something. Hey, you know what? It was cool when I was a kid. There we go.
An STL file? You mean like for printing?
Kind of curious how I do that.
So you are,
But if you're referring to the fact that it, put the character on a.
I would be intrigued to see if there was a way to make a 3D-esque character.
I mean, I am totally on board with the idea and the concept of trying it.
The difference, of course, between 2D and 3D is immense. But I wonder if there'd be a way to, not make it full 3D, but sort of, kind of like Han Solo and Carbonite, right? I wonder. Now I'm intrigued. But anyway, TLDR, I would certainly give it the old college try. Noticing that her gun is not actually strapped to the front here.
nice. You can feel that it's coming forward like that. And we'll take that, and we'll go like that, and go like that, and it cleans that up. And we'll do, like that. Do, do, like that. Oh, oh nose. Like that. We're just trimming her hair here. Wow, we trimmed too much. I'm sure there's a lot of hairdressers out there that really wish they had the undo feature like I just did.
Well, I could do it in a pseudo 3D. Like, for example, if you were to make it, I could make the character that would raise out of a square background. So you could print it, and it would still be square, and it'd be, you know, about that thick or whatever. But then you'd kind of have the character coming out of it a little. I'm not sure how 3D I could make it. My 3D brain and my 2D brain don't work well together, I've noticed. That's not to say it's impossible, but that's one of the reasons why I really want to play with ZBrush, because ZBrush really is very 2D in its thinking process. It's more like sculpting and less like doing you know, plotting points and spatial alignment and stuff like that. But either way, I would be more than willing to give it the old college try. There we go, like that. Good morning, Donald. Well, you're gonna have me for about 6 more minutes. I'm actually doing a short show today, so I can go spend time with my family. Like, you know, it's Labor Day. We should go do something. I don't know what we're gonna do, but we're gonna try something. But hey, check out the new digs, Donald. Let me show you where we are here once I find. So I've moved my desk used to be right here where the main line is, and I have moved it over here so that my desk goes this way, and the main line's now over here, and we were actually doing work earlier. I have the ability to actually switch over so you can see what's on the main line, which I think is really cool. So we've got like the main line here. You can see my bookshelves behind it, and we got some beautiful lights going. You have a visitor. Is your visitor a cat? Because I have a visitor that's a cat sometimes. He's in here being a pest some of these times, so who knows? But yeah. So new digs. So we've got the ability to actually do work over there, which means that probably tomorrow or the next day I'll be doing watercolors, and we can get some watercolor going, and we can do some work there, and that'll be great. So that's the battle plan. Try to get some good watercolor painting in. I want to do that as well. What we were doing today is, yeah, I know, and I don't usually, you know, try to work on holidays, but the only real holiday that I'm not working these days is my birthday, except that I worked on my birthday. That's alright. That's all good. So we're going to. So anyway, what we were doing today was. Why? Thank you very much, Donald. I'm very excited about it. It's. I actually spent probably a little too much time this morning trying to figure out what colors my lights should be up here, which make me look the best. Anyway, I'm trying to give myself a little bit more depth and a little less kind of the old effect of not having, got some good lighting here with some color and some depth and stuff. So, and then I really kind of rigged out my lights in the background so they're all kind of cool colors too. It's a light show when we get to about 10 minutes to show, because I've rigged up the system now so that at 10 minutes all these lights change colors, and then at thank you, Donald. But my birthday was a long time ago. Well, it wasn't a long time ago. It was a month ago. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. So, but yeah, I try. Now at 10 minutes to show, all the lights in here change colors. They dim down, and Alexa over there says 10 minutes to show. Then at 5 minutes to show, they all turn red to remind me to get ready to go. That way, there's no way I can accidentally miss the show, because there's that's not an unprecedented thing for me to miss my show. So there you go. Okay, guys. So what we did today, let's take a look one more time. I'm gonna take a look at this. What we did today was work a little bit on just practicing redrawing my main character from the 80s. Excuse me. I'll probably come back to this character at some point in time and color her in, give her her little purple outfit thing. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. But I'll probably come back and revisit this drawing at some point here and give us a little bit more of an idea of what's going on. Because I like these redresses where we come back and revisit skill. This is not the most perfect drawing, obviously, but it does work well. So that works for me. Okay, guys, well, it's been a great show today, and I'm really excited about the new digs. The digs look cool. I'm going to need to clean up because I can see that I can get some of that's all stuff to be scanned, because I have a ton of things to be scanned. So that's all over there by the scanner, which is right here. And you can see it in the picture, so I want to make sure that's probably not. This is my anti-George device, which now has to live here because of George. And as much as I love that cat, and I do love that cat dearly, dearly, he likes to get into my trash can, and then he has a horrible habit of knocking the trash can clean over, pulling everything out of the trash can, and then fighting it across the room, which is adorable, but not entertaining when it's a bunch of tape or a big ball of tape from whatever it was that I pulled off of then he just ends up sticky and weird, and I don't know, and it's just rough. Sometimes having a kitten is a weird thing. Anyway, all right. Because of Georgia. So apparently that's cat deer. I like the cat deer. Donald, I've been watching my own subtitles down here and been highly entertained by how accurate it is. I'm kind of amazed at how accurate it is. And B, when it isn't accurate, which way it decides to go. Because I find that to be hysterical too. Okay, guys, it's been wonderful having you at the show today. I will see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Remember that tonight a big storm's rolling in, so stay safe. Don't go out there with the crazies. because they're going to be all out there, and it's going to be brutal. So stay safe, have a good day, and I will see you tomorrow. Keep looking at the stars.